Lastly, this series of 2 slides is very simple, but I talk about coaching, and as my friend on the left over here said, this concept of coaching as a leader. I'm not going to read all of these to you, but the idea of how do you coach effectively? You know, everything we talked about comes back to, are we providing good feedback? You know, and it's interesting, you know, when I think of a good example is safety director. A safety director as a coach, rather than a police cop, is the way you want to go. Now, people go, well, what do you mean, Greg? Shouldn't we catch violations? And I go, well, of course. But what happens when you see a police officer, and I don't mean this in like, you know, they're going to beat me or anything like that, but you're driving your car and you see a police car pull behind you.
You get nervous.
If you get nervous, I put a 10 and 2. I look at my speedometer. I'm like, did I put my seatbelt on? Oh my gosh.
Hide the beer.
Yeah, yeah, hide the phone, you know. And the point is, it's catching you doing something wrong, you know. And it was funny, in one of my leadership programs, I did a drive around with a Hillsborough County deputy. And it was funny because we pulled behind someone, not to pull them over, but you know, he started driving really slow, and she goes, God, this drives me crazy. I said, what are you talking about? She goes, I mean, they freaking slow down in front of you. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like, as that guy, I'll tell you, you know, it's what happens. But is that what we want from any leader, whether it's the safety director or not? This concept of 10 and 2, okay, I get kind of almost scared and sweaty palms. A coach, on the other hand, they're going to make you run laps if you screw up. If you're ever went to, I don't know if you're a coach back in the day did that, or as you said, they honked at you when you weren't going fast enough. But they're also going to build you up. They're going to listen. They're going to provide an effective, constructive environment to grow. And that's what we want when we talk about this concept of, you know, having the right, whether it be body language or posture, all the things as it relates to being a great communicator. And while we haven't talked about it quite as much, the concept of being a great listener. You know, the old adage of God gave us one of these and 2 of these things for a reason is because of that. Not that we should do this half as much, but because we should be listening more. So great leaders are great coaches who are great listeners. Are you a great listener? Do you listen to what your crew says? Or do you already have the answers every single time? Yeah, get to the point, Greg. You know, or are we in fact not only just hearing what they're saying, but listening and processing? So now we have an exercise. And my thought was this: if you guys need a break, we can take a break. However, I can keep going, and we're at the ultimate stage right now. And more importantly, some of you will actually get a sort of break. So if you want to just keep on going, we can keep on trucking. I know it's probably shortchanging your breaks, but